Hi Gemini, my name is Jason. Thank you for visiting my channel. Thank you especially if you're revisiting my channel. This is your mid-November or second half of November tarot reading. We'll just do a general reading here today. What resonates will resonate. If it doesn't resonate for you, try your rising sign, your moon sign. We'll have a good shot there. Now, we've got a wind of about 25 knots blowing out here, so please excuse any sound interference if you've got it. I've shuffled the cards pretty well. Let's have a look and see where you're at for the second half of November. Okay, you come into November, Gemini, with the Ace of Swords. Okay, good clear thought, clear direction of where you're going. Okay, so perhaps you've just been through a time of stagnancy where nothing was really moving. Finally, something started. It's like something's come out, an unforeseen event or set of circumstances have come about to give you this clarity of thought now. You can move forward. Excellent. Okay, so we'll see how that goes. Okay, now your challenge for the second half of the month is to try and maintain this. Okay, this is the Ten of Cups. It's a card of abundance. Okay, now I'm getting the idea that you're already feeling that you've got this, and you have. If you look at your life, Gemini, it's probably pretty good. Everyone goes through ups and downs. Maybe you haven't got the right love at the moment. You've probably just come out of something, but you started to rebuild and you're feeling pretty good. And you want to keep this momentum going. Okay, that's what I'm feeling. You're feeling pretty abundant overall, if you're honest with yourself. Okay, we'll have a look at this later. Okay, what are your fears for the second half of November? You have the Temperance card. Okay, so the Temperance card is usually a card of emerging spirituality, but it's also a sign that you're going to have to compromise with something or about something, and you might not be willing to compromise. Now, depending what that is, that could be a good thing or a bad thing, but this is just a fear, remember. So perhaps you're fearing a weak moment of slipping back to perhaps an ex-lover or something. You don't really want to go back, but you're sort of taken back if they sort of persuade you the right way, and you might be feeling a little reluctant to do that. You don't want to really compromise on a decision that you thought you'd made firmly, and you just might be a bit worried that you might have a moment of weakness there. Okay, we'll have a look at that a little later. Okay, the best attitude for you to take is the Two of Cups. So the Two of Cups is a card. If it's about love, it's asking you to give and take that approach. Take the approach of equality. So not giving something or necessarily even compromising. It's give and take equally. Now, if you have a look at the caduceus there, that's the staff with the two snakes wrapped around it. That's an ancient symbol of trade, and it talked about equal give and take there. And you see the two characters here, giving and receiving equally. Okay, that's the attitude you want to take into something. So if you need to make a decision or a negotiation, you'll be looking to make sure that whatever transaction takes place, that it's even. Okay, it's fair and square. Let's have a look then at the overall outcome for the month of November, the end of November. Okay, not a bad card. This is the Nine of Wands. It looks like you'll be going in, you'll be feeling like you're going into battle again, but it could be back to business as usual. Okay, this card reminds me of the Nine of Wands. It's back to business as usual. You've got some battle scars there. You're not overly enthusiastic about the things to come, but you live to fight another day, and there's some comfort in the routine that you'll be able to slip back into after this initial decision or dilemma, whatever it is that you've got. Okay, so we'll clarify those anyway and see. We'll find out a little bit more about that. So look, this Ace of Swords is really intriguing here. I feel you've just come out of something and you've got some clarity perhaps about yourself too, or about a situation, and you've decided to make a stand for yourself or a stand for a situation, so you don't fall back into that same old cycle that you're a little bit worried about. You've done a bit of work on yourself and you're feeling pretty positive about things generally with that Ace of Cups there. You want to, the Ten of Cups there, and you want to keep that. But you've got some clarity here now, a chance for a new start at something. What is this Ace of Swords about? Okay, Five of Pentacles. Okay, this is looking like, it looks like a card of being left out of something. Okay, so perhaps you've felt left out about something, and now that you've found a new cause, a new project or a new way which is giving you some clarity so that you don't feel like this anymore. So it's feeling like this is where you've come from, and you have that clarity with the Ace of Swords there. So it's dug you out of this hole here, so you're no longer feeling like this, okay, like you've been left out of the church, if you look, out of the group, or if you have been still left out of the group, you don't care anymore because you've got a new direction. So that's a pretty good feeling to have, really. So you've let something go which didn't really need to be there. That feeling of being left out, it might have just been peer pressure, or perhaps a group or a situation that you really didn't fit in anyway. That's how it feels. And so you finally found a new niche to bring back your mojo. Let's have a look. What is this Five of Pentacles about? Let's see if we can narrow this down. Why is the Five of Pentacles here? Or why was the Five of Pentacles here for Gemini? And we have the Two of Wands. Okay, so again, this is a new beginning. Okay, so you're feeling pretty good about things. Look at this person here, fairly well dressed character. He's looking out into the distance. He's standing in a position of strength up there in the parapet. And if you look down in the bottom left hand of the card, you'll see a rose crossed with a lily. He's looking at making a decision about something he's passionate about, which is also a realistic thing. So when I think of the rose, I think of passion, and when I think of the white lily, I think of objective, clear thinking, sort of more practical kind of thinking. And it looks here as though you're feeling like you're looking out to find some passion, which is also going to be have a realistic sort of end or direction. So that's what the Two of Wands says to me there. So it looks like you're in a pretty good position. You're coming from that position right now. Okay, so whatever that is, I'm not picking up much else from that. You'll know what it is. You'll be feeling that sense of passion, and you'll be realizing that you've finally found something with this Ace of Swords. It's like an opportunity which will allow you to match your passions with a real world situation, okay, a real life situation, okay, which is great. You'd be able to live the dream. This is what we're trying to say. Okay, so you've got the Ten of Cups there. Why is the Ten of Cups here in the challenge position? Okay, you need to maintain this Ten of Cups position or try to achieve that if you don't have it already. So why is the Ten of Cups here? Oh, you've got the Three of Wands. Now, the Three of Wands is telling us that you've got some plans underway to get here already. So I'm seeing that. Look at all the yellow there. So you're enlightened, okay? You're enlightened, you're looking out into the distance, and you've got a plan. So you've decided something, and you've got a plan to go somewhere, and you're really seeing that it's going to get you that Ten of Cups there. Look at that. That is fantastic. That's a real sort of visionary sort of thing we're looking at. So you're looking at perhaps a long-term kind of situation, Gemini. Don't know. Well, let's have a look, see if we can narrow down what that's all about. I think it's got something to do with not feeling left out anymore. Okay, the World card. You just had a realization about yourself. Okay, it's like you've turned over a new leaf and you're feeling protected, and rightly so. The wreath surrounding this dancer, okay, is a sign of protection, protected from all the evils of the universe. Whatever people can throw at them, you're protected there. You've come to some realization and you're feeling really good about this. So that's a great place to start from. This is a fantastic reading, Gemini. You've got some really good energy flowing here. Okay, this Temperance card, it's the Temperance card for, why is that here in your fears position? You're a bit worried you might need to compromise. When we think of temperance, we usually think of finding the middle ground or needing to perhaps have some kind of mediation. So is there someone you need to mediate with, some kind of a legal situation that you might need to get out of the way, or something off your chest, and you're just a bit worried that you might have to give up more than you want. Okay, so there might be some kind of a mediation I'm feeling. So there might be a meeting coming with someone, or a showdown perhaps, and you're not looking forward to it. That came out, didn't it? We'll call that. Yes, okay. And this could be with some kind of a lawyer kind of person, or someone who is in a position of authority. This is the King of Swords, and so the King of Swords is usually someone who's going to make a fair decision. They might have to be blunt, and they'll just be dealing with the facts. And you might be a bit worried that you might have to, your position might be a little compromised if whoever's looking at this is just looking at facts, because perhaps what you're dealing with is more of an emotional, subjective kind of an energy, and you might be a bit worried that the King of Swords here is coming along and they're only going to look at the facts of a situation rather than the emotional, maybe the trauma or the difficulties and the costs that you've had, which can't be measured in money or time. It's more of it's almost like something sort of chipped away at your constitution. That's what I'm feeling there. Let's have a look. We'll keep going there and see what this best attitude is about. Okay, so you have the Two of Cups here, the best attitude to take. So try to take the approach of equal give and take. Okay, equal give and take, whether it's trade or money, or there might be some trade-offs, and you might need to make some decisions about what to give up and what to keep, but always making sure that you have your barriers, you have your ground, which you won't go past the line in the sand. Okay. Now, the Two of Cups is clarified by the Page of Wands. So you're being asked here to take a youthful, enthusiastic look at things. Try not to see any dramas as a blockage, but as an opportunity. The Page of Wands loves taking opportunities. They might be a little inexperienced, but they have a sense of adventure about things. So are you starting up perhaps your own business, or ready to start your own business, Gemini? Something like that. You're being asked here to be prepared to make mistakes. The Page of Wands makes lots of mistakes, quite often doesn't stick with things very often, but sometimes they make it work, and they represent fire. And so if you've got this fire energy starting, at least it's a good kick in the backside. You can hit the ground running with something. Okay, and so that's the energy to take. Take a youthful energy. Try not to be too worried about consequences. I'm not saying shoot first and ask questions later, but you're being encouraged with this card here to really put yourself out there, market yourself or this new business idea, if that's what it is, and be fearless, be prepared to take a few knocks and be in it for the journey. The Page of Wands likes the journey. He doesn't really care too much about the outcome, and quite often they don't even hang around for the outcome. But that's what you're being asked to do there. If this is a new business or if it's a new relationship, try not to, or the chance of a new relationship, try not to be too fearful about things. Try not to panic. Treat it as a bit of fun, maybe. Try not to be too serious, or you might scare somebody off. Okay, let's have a look now. At the end of the month, you have this Nine of Wands, so it's back to business as usual. So it looks like there's there's a lot going on in this 2 week period, but you're feeling pretty solid about it. You're feeling as though things are moving forward finally after a period of stagnation. And sometimes there's a lot of comfort, as I say, in business as usual. So let's have a look and see how can we clarify? Please clarify the Nine of Wands. Clarify the Nine of Wands. Why is the Nine of Wands here for Gemini? And we have there the King of Cups. Okay, so there is stability at the end. So as I talked about, business as usual with the Nine of Wands here. But the King of Cups represents a stable set of emotions, if you like, a stable emotional disposition. So that's probably what you're looking for. There might have been a bit of turmoil and you're just a bit over it now. You want to take a break and go for some stability, and that's what it's looking for, like there. Don't know if there's anything else I really need to clarify here. I'm really just interested in this this World card here. So there's obviously this realization of something. Let's see if we can just bleed a little bit more out of this. I'm really interested because it's a really optimistic reading. It's sort of a happy ending, if you like. I'm not saying you're going to be rich or anything, but some good stars. You'll be satisfied that you've achieved something and you can get into a bit of a routine and your emotions won't be so up and down. But why is the World card here? Why is the World card here? What's the significance of that? Clarify the World card for Gemini. Okay, Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so there could be someone in your vicinity who they might just be, they set a high standard, okay, and you'll be expected to match that standard, okay. Now, the Queen of Pentacles is a pretty good energy, really. She's a good all-rounder, okay, and perhaps this is what you're trying to achieve here. It's looking like you've got the World card. So you've realized that you have status. There's something that you've only recently realized about yourself, about the status you have in the community or in your group. And you've got this ability to make plans, and the Ten of Cups, it's all leading. They're beautiful cards, fantastic, really good. And so that's it's like it's a goal to get there or to maintain that. So look, a bit of a bumpy ride, or you've had a bumpy ride, but things are looking really good now. It's just a little bit you're a bit worried about some legal issue or something down here about losing something, maybe having to give something up, maybe, but it's only a fear. I think you'll be fine. There might be this King of Swords character might come across as quite stern, but I think if you look at it, you'll see that they're just dealing with the facts, and you might be a bit worried about that, but they're usually pretty fair on feeling with the King of Swords. So there's your reading, Gemini. I hope the sound didn't bug you too much. If you like what I've said, if it resonates, please like, comment, subscribe to my channel. And if that hasn't resonated, then have a look at your rising sign or your moon sign. And I hope to talk to you in a couple of weeks. And bye for now.